Alright, just finished combining some max potions. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is not because I'm going to bring some for this hunt. I've actually decided that my max potions are too valuable to bring on a Chameleos hunt, which is, by the way, what we are hunting right now. But I'm just doing it because I had thought of it, and I wanted to do it while I was thinking of it, just in case I forgot or something. But anyway, let's go depart on the quest and actually use the bow that we just acquired from that Gold Rathian, using her lovely mantle. Either way, oh, someone in the chat, their name is Plush, is happy to see me hunting in for Ultimate again. Apparently they had only hunted with me once, but the experience was very enjoying. Enjoying? Is that a word? No. Very enjoyable. Very enjoying. Wow. Who wants to give Doomlink some English lessons? I'm sure any one of you would be capable of doing that at this point. Now, I have never seen a more ironic situation. The one time when I forget to eat, or rather the one time that I don't Look at that fucking Remobra in the distance. Can we just appreciate this for a moment? I never noticed this. This is horrendous. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Anyway, so what I was going to say was the one time that I actually voluntarily, this is the first time this has ever happened, the first time I have ever voluntarily not brought max potions to a quest, I choose to not eat, which is definitely a use case scenario for max potions. Getting your health from 50 to 150, or rather from 100 to 150 if I could actually use my brain and think. But anyway, I don't even think I have any stamina regenerative items. No, I don't. This is ridiculous. I'm officially upset. But anyway, I'm going to oh, this has actually turned into the best quest I've ever done, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys back in this hunt. Alright, take 2 of the fucking Chameleos hunt. Fortunately, I have Ultra Lucky Cat this time, and 150 health and stamina, so we might actually be in a slightly better position this time. Anyway, I said that we were beginning the Chameleos hunt, but I guess I was lying. I'll see you when the quest starts. Alright. Are you fucking kidding me? Apparently he abandoned last time because he equipped the wrong set. But this looks more like a fucking DC. Now I'm officially pissed. Take 3 of Chameleos hunt. Let's try and have a successful run this time, shall we? My god. Now, I'm very excited to be using the bow. It's just that we've had a few hiccups that have prevented us from not only using it, but also demonstrating it for the sake of your entertainment. Now, when it comes to bow, I would say spread bow is my favourite, because I do enjoy pierce bow, but I feel that spread bow can be used against pretty much every monster, save for the really small ones, like a Great Jagu, for example. Any really small monster, or a Kitten, for example, those sorts of monsters that are really small, spread bow is terrible. But as long as you position yourself right, I would say spread bow is great for all monsters. But when it comes to pierce, some monsters just really don't work well with pierce, you know. They don't have the sort of bodily thickness that's going to allow you to get the most out of pierce. But for the right monster, I do definitely enjoy pierce a lot. It's just that spread feels a little bit more satisfying overall for me. That's always the feeling that I've had with bow. Alright, we should be able to get 2 paralysis out, or paralyses out. I don't really know how that works. Is it paralysis? Or paralyses? It's definitely not paralysises. So, we don't have to worry about that. Also, I've got antidotes this time. How about that? Hunter should have taken that right in the face, but it looked like he managed to avoid it somehow. Simply by, I don't know, having the right internet connection to the monster, I suppose. Okay, now I'm getting really annoyed that I pretty much heal myself from poison, then immediately after get poisoned again. Not too exciting. Anyway, we will go for our second paralysis, which should be achievable with our 15 coatings, considering the first paralysis was achievable in 5 coatings. Get away from that tongue. Oh, look at the fucking range of it. Terrible. At least he's stealing my hot drinks this time. I suppose he has no way of stealing my max potions if I don't even have them in my inventory, so we don't have to worry about that eventuating. I don't know if I got a chance to show you guys the skills of my spread bow set, but I will when I get an opportunity. Chameleos is stunned at the moment, so I'm trying to hit him as frequently as possible. I guess one of the reasons why I enjoy spread bow is that it doesn't require aiming quite as much. So every now and again you do want to aim spread bow. That was kind of... Speaking of aim, that was really bad aim. But what I mean is it's the difference between holding R to aim it and hip firing. R for me. Some people are R to shoot. I don't do R to shoot. That makes me sick. In fact, that's an interesting story to tell that I'll get on in a moment. But yeah, you can see that hip firing is generally the best way to go when it comes to spread bow. And there is a certain level of simplicity to that I enjoy. Now, I meant to fucking roll there, not do an arc shot, so hopefully I can get this paralysis off, otherwise I've been wasting my fucking time. Now, the story that I was about to tell you is kind of a sad story, and I think I told this story briefly in my Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate Citra video, but I'm going to tell it again because it's definitely topical given that I'm using the bow right now. Until I started emulating this game, which in other words was about a year ago, and I haven't played this game a lot in the last year, like probably 30, 40 hours, something like that, in the last year since I started emulating. I had never used the bow in this game. The reason why was because this was the first game that introduced the R to shoot mechanic. Now, in my stupidity, I believed that R to shoot was not optional. I thought that they had changed it such that I couldn't return to the original way of shooting. But actually, it's bow controls type 2, which is R to shoot, that is on by default. And can you stop it with your tongue, please? And if I actually change it to type 1 from type 2, it gives me my triangle to shoot again. Or in this case, oh, can you fuck off? I hate this monster sometimes, I really do. Like, I'm trying to tell you guys a fun story and he's stealing my shit. Dust of Life happens to be almost as valuable as max potions in my eyes. But anyway, what I was trying to say was that I realized that after having played Generations Ultimate, because it was in Generations Ultimate that I realized that I actually had the option to change from R to shoot to X to shoot, or rather triangle to shoot in my case, given that I'm using a PS4 controller at the moment. Now I'm going to try and move my phone. I was getting a call on my phone and it was vibrating on my table. I didn't want that to come through on my mic, so basically I'm moving it while trying to play the game and also do a commentary. This is just lovely. If the call could stop now, that would be phenomenal. Anyway, so yeah, I realized that I could change that in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and I don't know why I managed to figure it out in that game but not in this game. It's not like it was any more hidden in this game. But I figured it out in Generations Ultimate, and I thought, hey, wouldn't it be interesting if I had the same ability to go back to the original control setting in 4 Ultimate? My thought was, it would make sense, because, if anything, a more recent iteration of the game would be less likely to give you the option to use the original control format, or the original control scheme. So, with that in mind, it's probably something that I can change in this game as well, 4 Ultimate. And lo and behold, I come into 4 Ultimate and I check to see if there's a bow control setting, and there is, and it was on type 2 by default. So I actually had been I'd actually been completely boycotting the bow weapon type in this game, despite the fact that I didn't need to use R to shoot at any time. That was always my choice. So I felt like a bit of an idiot for doing that, but anyway, here I am, finally, playing bow in 4 Ultimate. I had 0 uses, and I most assuredly have video evidence of that from my Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate Citra video that I recorded a year ago. And it was 0 uses until maybe 2 months ago, which is really crazy because, as you guys might be aware, the bow weapon type is a weapon type that I really enjoy. And it's really been since 2nd gen that I've enjoyed it a lot. I mean, to be fair, the bow is a 2nd gen weapon type. Please do a good detonation. Yeah, that was pretty good. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna do most of my shots into the head here. I'm now out of close range coatings, but that's alright. In terms of my damage output, please enunciate, Doomlink. Don't know what's going on with my messy speech today. But yeah, what was I even saying? I got really caught up on the fact that I was not actually speaking properly. Let's get away from that tongue. But yeah, the bow is a weapon type that I am able to enjoy once again here, and it feels really good. There is definitely a lot of effort that goes into getting all of my bow sets, but it's well worth the effort in my eyes. I've gotten all of the bow sets that I need. I've gotten almost all of the bows that I want. The only bow that I'm missing for the pierce shot type is my blast bow. My blast pierce bow, which is going to be Crimson Fatalis, which I can actually make now if I want to, I think. That's assuming that I have the Crimson Fatalis parts. I know that I have the large Elder Dragon gem that I need for it. I still have one large Elder Dragon gem at the moment. But I don't know if I have the Crimson Fatalis part, so maybe I can't make it, but I'm definitely tempted to make it, because that will be the last pierce bow that I need. I have all elements and statuses for the spread bow. In the case of Rapid, I think I only have 2 elements, and maybe 1 status, which is sleep, I think. Maybe not even, I'm not sure. But regardless, I am doing really well as far as getting my bow sets and bow weapons completed. So, yeah, it's really just weapons. I've got nothing more to do with the armor sets, fortunately. And yeah, as I said, it's a lot of work, but it is very worth it. And really, depending on the game, it can be more or less of a hassle, because in some games you just... Oh, I knew that was going to fucking happen. Well, that was very frustrating. I don't know how I managed to die there, but whatever. Guess it has to happen eventually, doesn't it? Says Doomlink, as he dies in a very embarrassing manner. But yeah, what was I going to say? I was actually about to touch on an interesting point, or maybe it wasn't so interesting. One thing that's definitely not interesting is the fact that I don't have a fucking max potion, so I can't heal myself, but... Or rather, increase my health from 100 to 150, but... Either way. I think it's technically faster to go this way, even, to get to this point, but I could even be wrong about that. Let's say even a few more times. Let's do an arc shot just for fun. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to show you guys my armor skills. Oh, this is a long distance arc shot. Or a tight arc shot, I don't know how you refer to it, but basically you've got 2 different arc shot types. You've got a wide arc shot, which is shorter distance, or shorter range, and then you've got a more focused arc shot, which is longer range, and then you've also got a blast arc shot, which is not a rain down of whatever you call them. I don't even know what you call the arc shot things, like, either way. Instead of that, whatever that is, the weird pellet looking things, it is just a single blast, which is actually quite fun to use to fuck around with your teammates after request. But anyway, hopefully the Chameleos is going to die soon. No, you keep away. That's probably rather dangerous. But generally, arc shot is not ideal for your teammates, especially the wide arc shot, because it will flinch your teammates if they have weapon types like the lance or the hammer. So I generally don't bother with arc shot. Arc shot is good for applying statuses, I've found, but I really don't like... Oh no. I really don't like using it for the reason that it not only flinches your teammates, but it also doesn't do that much damage. Again, it's good if you want to apply some status, but outside of that, I really don't think it's worthwhile. The reason why it's good for applying status is because if you, depending on the arc shot, it can be easier to get all of the status procs off. At least that's what I think. Alright, so we've broken the horn. Hopefully we are close to a dead Chameleos. I really don't know how my damage output is here compared to what it would have been when I was using the lance. I would like to think that they are close, because the lance for me is not a very damaging weapon type. I say for me because I understand that depending on your skill level, it can go from being a semi-decent weapon to a really, really good weapon. So that's why I say for me it's not, because obviously the way I use it does not really allow it to be an amazing weapon type. So therefore I think the bow is about equivalent to it. And or rather equal to it in terms of damage output. And the bow weapon type has never been a super damaging weapon type, but it's never been a bad weapon type either, from my knowledge. Like, I don't think there is a Monster Hunter game where the bow has been underpowered. I think it was quite good in 2 DOS, and I know that there were certain games where you had extremely overpowered bows, that you could use. For example, Freedom 2 had the Acantor bow, which was just a joke. But, yeah. Hopefully this frickin' Chameleos is dead soon. Or will die soon. There we go. That's a very nice shot of what he just did there. That's a bit too close range. This is a time for me to actually aim my shot. Who would have thought? Again, I did say that there are moments in time where aiming your... or rather ADSing, I suppose you could say, your spread shot can be useful. But anyway, I'm guessing you're going to rotate to this place over here. Whatever this area number is. Hurry up, please. Thank you. Did we kill him in that area last time, or did we kill him here? Maybe we killed him here, so maybe we're not doing that much better. Again, we're only two-manning this G-rank monster, but we really should be quite effective against this guy. I know that Abdul, the guy that I'm hunting with right now, is pretty much geared up for level 140 guild quest level stuff. Let's say level a few more times. But, yeah, it's not necessarily the same case with me, because I'm using an unhoned weapon. And it's also not a relic weapon, so I will take this opportunity to show you guys my skills. I've got Challenger +2, Attack Up Medium, Latent Power +1 Focus, and Spread Up. Very nice set if I do say so myself. Oh, fuck me. I'm just trying to stay away. I still get a big body slam that deals most of my health because I have reduced health at the moment. In case you needed me to tell you that. Alrighty, let's get along the body and get some shots in. Hopefully this will be a dead Chameleos. This is my hope. This is what I pray to happen. Please. In terms of damage, again, I suppose that the spread bow can be considered unideal. That's asleep. It can be considered unideal for the reason that you can't really always hit the weak point. If you're using something like Rapid, you can, if you're accurate, always hit the weak point and hit it consistently. But it's one of those things where, you know, do you want to go to the extra effort to deal good damage, or do you just want to mindlessly shoot your arrows all over the place? I like to mindlessly shoot my arrows all over the place. I do definitely go Rapid Bow from time to time, but not all the time, that's for sure. And generally speaking, I like to just sit back and relax when I play, rather than have to focus the whole time. That's one of the reasons why I use weapon types like Sword and Shield, as opposed to weapon types like Hammer. I mean, I do use Hammer, but I need to be in the mood to use a Hammer, whereas I don't need to be in the mood to use something like a Sword and Shield or a Longsword, because I can just play the game and not really think. Ever since Try, I've been very focused on casual play, and so while I do occasionally use weapon types that require a little bit more thought, like for example with a hammer you need to really put some thought into aiming for that head and timing your combos correctly. And I'm not always in the mood to do that. Sometimes I'm just in the mood to veg out and play the game. But yeah, let's see if we get a large Elder Dragon Gem in the rewards on camera again. Abdul says that he is an annoying monster. I suppose I can agree with that. I really should be selling this stuff. Let's sell it. Fuck that. I will take the strong armor spheres. Those are important. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is good. I really I wasn't expecting this. This is just ridiculous. You know, you say it because you want to try to influence chance by being positive, when in your mind you're actually, sorry, I bumped the microphone, I must be excited, I'm flailing my arms around or something. But in your mind you're thinking, there's no way I'm going to get another one, and here we go. I mean, it is possible to be very lucky with these sorts of things, but there are plenty of people who have to hunt, you know, as many as 10 Elder Dragons to get one of those things, so I'm glad that I'm getting lucky. That's one really good thing. Either way, I think that's it for my recording of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and I hope you guys have enjoyed a little bit more 4 Ultimate content on my channel again. It's definitely a game that I enjoy playing, and it's definitely a game that I want to deliver to you guys more often than I have been in recent months and years, quite frankly. So, therefore, I hope you guys look forward to seeing more 4 Ultimate content. I would generally, in the Random Hunt series, like to go back and forth between different games, but again, I will try to do more for Ultimate, as opposed to, say, Portable Third or Freedom Unite. You guys have seen a lot of that game. You'll probably continue seeing a lot of 3 Ultimate, because that's a game that I want to play as much as possible while the servers are still up on the Wii U. But yeah, for all we know, those servers are going to be up for another 5 to 10 years. I really don't know, but I'm guessing that it's going to have the ability to go online for as long as the Wii U, as a console, has the ability to go online. But anyway, fortunately Abdul is done with his hunts as well, which works out very well because I'm also done. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next iteration of Random Hunts with Doomlink, or Doomlink's Random Hunts. I don't know, whatever. See you guys later. By the way, it is the 10th of June today as I'm recording this. I usually say that aloud, but I guess I forgot. Anyway, catch you guys later.